and a privilege to be here today. I am not Pastor Quick, so I do things a little different. I am a motivational speaker, so I like for you to talk back to me. Okay? So talk back to me, all right?
All right.
I understand that my assignment here is to speak to the youth. So what I have to say will more so be towards the youth, but I ask that you accept whatever it is that may help your life, okay? All right. I think you guys have a beautiful sanctuary.
Thank you.
This is beautiful. I hadn't been here. When I was here, last time I was here, I was playing basketball in here. And, church was over there in that section, but you guys have wonderful leaders. And I'm thankful and I'm grateful that Pastor Morris reached out to me and asked for me to come and motivate the youth. I am a motivational speaker. The business that I speak for is Motivational Push Incorporation, okay? So I'm not affiliated with a church. I'm actually affiliated with a corporation, but I am a woman of faith.
Yes.
And my covering is Pastor and Elder Cutright, okay? Out of Zwolle, Louisiana. Those are my coverings. So even when Pastor called me, I said, hey, I'm not married, so I don't have a man to go to and say, can I go speak at Pastor's church? So therefore, I have to go to Pastor Cutright.
Yes.
And Pastor Cutright released me to be able to come and speak to you guys.
Amen.
Okay. Just a little bit about myself for those of you who don't really know much about me, or you may have heard something. You will hear it from the horse's mouth this morning, okay? I believe that we all go through things and we all go through a test so that we can have a testimony. All right? First of all, my mother and I are originally from Jacksonville, Florida. Okay? We moved here by way of the Army, Fort Polk and Leesville, and that's where my mother met Elder Gary Cutright. Okay? So I was a little baby, so he's been in my life pretty much all my life.
Yes.
All right. Well, before we moved to Louisiana, I died in my mother's arms. I died. They had to airlift me from Yulee, Florida, small town, Yulee, Florida. Some of you may have heard of Derrick Henry. Y'all heard of Derrick Henry? Any of y'all heard of Derrick Henry? He's Heisman Trophy winner.
Right.
Okay. We call him Shaka. And the reason I say we is because his uncle married my aunt.
Yes.
Okay. So, small town, that's where our family's from, Yulee, Florida. They had to airlift me from Yulee, Florida to Jacksonville, Florida, because I stopped breathing, I died. They had to bring me back, okay? Come to find out, I had bacterial meningitis. Okay, bacterial meningitis is something that affects your spinal cord and your brain, okay? And the doctors told my mother at the time, she is going to be mentally retarded, and she will be immobile, meaning I will not be able to walk. And I will not be able to keep up with my peers because I will be mentally slow compared to my peers, okay? Well, I had a praying grandmother.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mama was not Pastor Cutright at the time.
Yeah.
So I had the prayers of my grandmother covering me. My grandmother who just passed. You guys may have heard Pastor Cutright's mom passed in June. She was ready to go. She had everything right with the Lord. Although it hurt us, we know she's in a better place.
Right.
And so went through all that. They said, hey, you'll see as she gets older, she will be slow to talk. She may not be able to walk. She's not going to be able to keep up with her peers because this meningitis has affected her. Okay? Make a long story short, not only did I excel through school, I was valedictorian of my class. Okay? Nobody heard that. All right? They said I would be mobile. Not only did I walk, I played basketball, and I was pretty good. Okay? So finished high school, went to college. I love math, love science, so I wanted to be a chemist. I said, I want to do something where all I got to do is go to college just one time, and I can come out and be able to make good money and live a good life. So I went to school to be a chemist, and I got a second degree in criminal justice because, I wanted to do the CSI type of stuff.
Right.
I wanted to deal with my dad, my real dad, is in criminal justice, and does undercover stuff and all that, and I always was attracted to that. So I was like, well, I can take chemistry and I can mix it with criminal justice and I can do CSI. So that's what I wanted to do. Well, when I graduated college, first of all, I went through playing basketball, like Pastor said, I broke records and everything. Well, I was good enough to the point to where they wanted to pay me to go play professionally overseas, all right? So I had planned on going to play professionally overseas. My senior year, 5th game into my senior year, I blew out my knee, okay?
Wow.
Blew out my knee, all right? So I knew that I had a certain amount of time to have surgery, go through rehab, get myself together, so that when it was time for me to go play overseas, I would be ready, okay? Finished school, I graduated with criminal justice degree, chemistry degree, magna cum laude, did all of that. Did what I had to do to take care of business, okay? So once I graduated college, I had to stay in Texas because that's where my doctor was, and I needed to finish going through everything so I could leave. I was supposed to go overseas in July. My doctor did not release me till August.
Wow.
I missed that opportunity. But guess what? I got a degree.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's time for me to use that degree. That thing, that basketball thing that I was just in love with, it was time to sit it to the side. I had done everything I could with basketball, and so now it's time to use this degree. All right? Well, when I realized I was going to have to go into the work field, Haynesville, Shell, oil, and all that was going on. It was booming. And so I said, okay, well, I can go into the oil industry and still deal with the same instrumentation that I would deal with in CSI, and I wouldn't have to deal with blood and bodies and all that. So I decided to go into the oil industry. Well, before I could get into the oil industry, I had to have some experience. So I was able to hook up with an off-branch company of Gatorade. So in South Louisiana. And anytime you go purchase something, on the back of it, it has the ingredients. And there's a list of ingredients. Okay, so the company that I worked for, that was my job, to make the ingredients that goes into drinks. And one of the things that we worked on, McCormick bacon bits. You guys may be familiar with McCormick bacon bits. Well, the company that I worked for, we made the crisp. It was an ingredient called crisp that went into McCormick bacon bits. So that was my job, to make ingredients, okay? I worked there for about a year. One thing they teach you in school is when you get a little experience, you want to put a resume out and try to see what else you could pick up, you know? So I was there a little over a year, put a resume out. Calumet Refinery here in Shreveport. Y'all made it look like a little castle was on kids. Yeah. They had a chemist that was getting ready to go on maternity leave. And so they called me up and they said, hey, we want you to come in temporarily. We want you to come in temporarily and take the spot of this chemist that's about to go on maternity leave. And then that way we'll have someone here, and then when she comes back, we no longer need you, basically. Well, I stepped out on faith. You know, I was in South Louisiana, just me, by myself. By the way, the job I was working for, 22 years old, I was making $60,000.
Right.
At 22 years old. Yeah, wow, that's a lot of money for a 22-year-old. With no kids, no nothing, no connection, just me by myself. You know, I was living in a house that was $500 a month. That was nothing, you know. So what I did, I was stacking paper. I was stacking it. You know, I was just putting money in the bank, you know. So Calumet called me. I took a chance. They said it was going to be temporary. I took a chance. And I came to Shreveport, Louisiana. Now I want to be by myself. I'm far enough from my mom and them, but I'm close enough to them, you know. So I said, okay, I'll go to Calumet. I went from about a year, so now I'm about 23 years old. So I went from making $60,000 to making $68,000 at 23 years old. Yeah. You know, and still, it's just me. Yeah. So I'm getting a check, and I'm just putting the check in the bank, you know. And so one thing that happened, my daddy, Elder Gary, he's a wise man. If you know him, he's very wise. And when I was coming out of high school, somebody called my dad and said, hey, I got a mobile home. I'm kind of bouncing around. Y'all stay with me. I need to tell you this so you'll be able to follow me, okay? 18 years old, my dad had somebody call him and say, hey, I got a mobile home. You can have it. Just come move it off my land. Okay, so my dad gets it. My parents bought me a brand new car, Pontiac Sunfire, off the lot. When they bought it, it only had 12 miles on it. They said, you took care of business in school, we're going to make sure we take care of you as long as you take care of business, okay? And so at the same time, he got this mobile home, he fixed it up, he put it on his property, and someone moved in it, and the money that he was getting for rent paid for my car. And I recognized that. I paid attention to that. Okay, so now here it is at 23, 24 years old. I got thousands of dollars coming in. I'm just stacking the bank. I'm eating sandwiches and not these gourmet meals and all this. So I'm saving money, in other words. So I go to Calumet. They end up liking me. So although the girl comes back from maternity leave, they hire me on. You know, so I stepped out on faith and took care of business. So they hired me on. Well, I was at Calumet a little over 2 years, got to the point to where I was no longer learning. I'm one of those people, I like to constantly learn. You know, so once I got to the point to where I was no longer learning, I knew what I was going to be doing every certain time of the day. I put my resume out again. Then the company I'm at now, they needed a manager. And so I had never had any managerial experience. So they needed a manager and they needed an assistant manager. Well, they brought 2 people on. They brought another guy who had like 14 years of managing experience, and he didn't know anything about the industry. And they brought me on as an assistant manager because although I didn't have any managerial experience, I knew the industry, okay, because I had worked with Calumet. So they brought me in, and you know, I leave Calumet, I'm making like $68,000. So when I go to take this other job, I have to drop down to 60. Who cares? I didn't care. 68,000 to 60,000. Again, I'm 24 years old. That's nothing. I got money in the bank, so I didn't care. It was more important for me to set myself up in my career to be the leader, to be the manager.
Right.
Okay? So I took that step. All right? The entire time, I'm trying to do the relationship thing. I have a baby out of wedlock. He was not my husband. I was going through hell, pure hell, trying to hold on to something that God had not ordained for me.
Come on here.
Okay? So, not perfect. In other words, I'm not perfect. I have made mistakes, all right? And so I get there. I was there only about 8 months, and they come to me and they say, hey, we're going to make a research and development department, and we want you to lead it. I only just got 8 months of managerial experience, but I worked hard, and they saw that. And so they came to me and they said, we're going to make this department, and we want you to lead it. So now I become the research and development manager. I have chemists up under me that have to answer to me, and there go that money coming right back up. The money I had set on the table to make that change came right back to me, okay? Well, I decided to walk away from the relationship that I was in. I went back to my parents' home because I said, okay, I'm gonna walk away from this, and I'm gonna go ahead and look for me a house, okay? Because now I got a child, I gotta put him in the school, and I got to start thinking along those lines. Well, at the same time, my daddy bring up another mobile home. Somebody called him, they got a mobile home for sale, say $1,100. I say, $1,100? They giving it away. They basically giving it away. Nothing was wrong with it. I said, Daddy, tell you what, let me get it this time. Let me get it. Let me get it this time. Because like I said, I had seen what the other trailer did. And so he said, okay, well, I tell you what, we'll go half on it. I said, that's fine, let's go half on it. So I like that. So we get the trailer, he sets it up, and I see how that's doing, and I said, okay, all right. I set all this money to the side. I'm ready to buy a house. I'm ready to move closer to Shreveport where my job is. But I gotta take care of this business before I do that. So I went and bought a lot more trailers. In other words, I bought a whole lot more trailers.
Yeah.
And I started a mobile home subdivision.
Yeah.
I started a mobile home subdivision. My dad helped me. We cut. I would work in Shreveport. I would drive from Shreveport to Zawali. We cutting trees, burning woods, and work through the night hours, and got it built up. Okay. That mobile home subdivision that was built 2014. So it's been almost 4 years now. That's what's paying for my parents' house that's going to be built. Okay? All right? So now I also started a mobile restaurant. Some of y'all may have heard of the seafood restaurant that I started. Well, about a few weeks ago, it caught a fire. And so, good thing, there's insurance.
Yeah.
Okay? So, I actually said, okay, this may be a blessing in disguise, because when I started that mobile restaurant, I sat Go Be Positive to the side. And I had people constantly calling me, want me to come speak, and I was tied up. I couldn't get free, you know. So I said, okay, God, maybe this is a blessing in disguise. One thing about being an entrepreneur, one thing about stepping out and trying to, you know, do a business, or you have to take a risk. It's a risk that you take. So, and you have to prepare yourself in case something goes wrong. And in this case, my preparation was insurance. It helped me out because something went wrong. Okay. So now I'm in the process of, you know, I just do the mobile homes. I do the motivational speaking. I'm in the process of working with some people to purchase some land in the DeSoto Parish because I am getting ready to build condos. Okay. So, and I'm 31 years old. 31 years old. And I've been doing this since 26 years old. But it started with me going and taking care of my business in school. Took care of business in school. I prepared myself in school. I had people teaching and telling me about finances and credit and how you build a reputation, okay? And I would listen. I listened when they was telling me that. And because I took care of business in school and I got out of school and I loved basketball. Basketball was something I wanted to do. But when it didn't happen, I had to use my education, okay? It's very important, young people, that you get your education. Very important. Because you can love football, basketball, or whatever sport, but if you break a leg, then what?
Yeah.
Then what? You have to have something to fall back on, okay? Go Be Positive allows me, I started that because, like I said, I'm not perfect. I went through some stuff, and when I decided to break away from it, I used motivation, self-motivation, because I was an athlete and the oldest of my siblings. I knew how to motivate. And so when I decided to focus on Sade, I had to do some self-motivation. And I saw how strong it was, and I said, okay, there's so many people out there that just need somebody to tell them it's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. You know, and although I grew up in the church and I'm a pastor's kid, as you say, I just believe, and I'm going to be as real can get. That's one thing about me. People are going through, and sometimes they don't want to hear about Jesus. Sometimes they don't want a scripture quoted to them, okay? Sometimes they want someone that's going through or has been through the same thing that they're going through to be able to say, it's going to be all right, okay? And so I felt that, you know, the pulpit is not my platform. You know, that's not my platform. Quoting scriptures, you know, and preaching Jesus is not my platform. But if I get in people's face and I say, you're going to make it through because I know, and this is how I know, then eventually there's going to be a point to where they're going to say, it's something about that woman. And then I can tell them it's Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's one of those things where I've come in contact with people who don't want to have anything to do with Jesus, but they fell in love with me. And if you fall in love with me, eventually you're going to realize it's the Jesus that's in you. Okay? So then that allows me to be able to then put Jesus in your face. All right? So that was just the quickness or the quick snapshot of my life. It's about as quick as I can put it for you. All right? All the kids in here that are school-age kids, you know, pre-K through 12th grade, if you're in college, can you stand up for you? Even if you're in college, online courses, college, or you go to campus, college.
Amen. Amen.
All right? What I'm about to do is simply an illustration, okay? You're not to blame, all right? You're an awesome individual. You're God's gift. And you can do and you can be whatever you want to do and be as long as you're willing and able, okay? You understand me, all right? If you have a disability, you can't talk right, you can't walk right, for whatever reason you have some kind of disability, sit down. The world says, you're not good enough. Society says, take a seat. These people standing up are better than you. If you live in the project, sit down. You're not nothing now, nor will you be anything in the future. The world says, take a seat. Sit down. The people standing up are better than you. If your mama or your daddy is in jail, sit down. The world says, take a seat. Society says, sit your butt down. If your parents are not married, sit down. Take several seats. The world says you will not amount to anything. You're not even worth our time. The people standing up, they'll make it and they'll be successful before you will. All right? If you are black, sit down.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Society says you will never make it. Statistics say you're nothing. The news shows you you're worthless. Your life is not even worth anything. The world says, sit down. Take a seat. Okay? Again, that was just an illustration. Okay? You're not to blame for the situation that you're in. I'm going to turn it on me. Sade, you're supposed to be dead. Sit down. The world says, take a seat. You're supposed to be mentally retarded. Sit your butt down. You will never amount to anything. The world says you were supposed to lose your mind when you was going through hell with somebody that wasn't even your husband. Sit down. Society says you will not make it. The world says when you blew out your knee and that basketball opportunity went down the drain, sit down. All hope is gone. It's over. You should give up. That's what the world says. The world says not only are you a woman, but you're a black woman. Double minority.
No.
What business do you have trying to start a business? Sit your black, skinny butt down. Take several seats. The world says, sit down, because you're not even supposed to be here. I almost took you out when you was a baby, and I tried to come back when you fell asleep at the wheel. Went into a 17-hour coma. Sit your butt down, because you're not supposed to be here. And you know what? I agree. I think you should sit down. I agree with the world. I agree with society. Sit down. Take a seat. I had to tell myself that. Sit down. Take a seat. You know what? It's time to eat. It's time to grind. And the only place you eat is at a table. So sit down. Because Psalm 23 says, I prepares a table for thee in the presence of your enemies. I anoint your head with oil. Your cup runneth over. All right? Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. So I'm going to sit down at that table that the good Lord done prepared for me. All right? And that's the same place that you're going to see. Okay? The world says sit down. Society says sit down. Okay, you said, yeah, you take that as a challenge. I'm going to sit down and I'm prepared because the good Lord has already prepared me. He says it. He has, some people say, oh, I have haters or I have enemies. So what? So what? Your table could not be prepared unless your enemies are there. It clearly says that. So you need to try to figure out how to get more enemies, how to get more haters. So it doesn't matter what the world tells you. It doesn't matter what society tells you. I am walking proof that no matter your age, no matter your color, no matter your sex, no matter your religion, no matter what neighborhood you grew up in, you can be successful.
Amen.
I'm going to tell you a story, and I'm going to get out the way. Okay? Some of you have heard this story. It's going to be very familiar. But I'm going to break it down so the younger ones can understand. All right? I'm a boss lady. I'm getting ready to go on a business trip. All right? Y'all listening? Y'all kids listening? Kids, raise your hand. If you're listening, raise your hand. All right. I'm getting ready to go on a business trip. I got 3 people that I'm going to leave an assignment for. Okay? I'm going to leave an assignment for these 3 people before I go on my business trip. So I called the 3 people in my office, and I talked to the first person, and I said, I'm getting ready to go. I'm going to give you $5. I'll give you $5. I want you to take those $5 and do whatever it is that you think you need to do with it. And when I come back from my business trip, I'm going to want to report. Okay? Then I have another person that comes into my office, and I give that person $2. And I tell that person, you take those $2 and you do whatever it is you need to do. And when I come back, I'm going to want to report. I call the last person into my office and I give him $1. And I give him that $1 and I tell him, do what you need to do. And when I come back, I'm going to want to report. Okay? Y'all follow me so far? Mm-hmm. I got 1 person with 5, 1 person with 2, and the last person with $1. Okay? I just gave him that money. Just gave it to him. Now I go on my business trip, take care of some business, and I come back. Okay? When I come back, boy, I'm excited. I'm ready to see what have they done with this money that I just gave them. Okay? So I call the first person in and I say, hey, you had an assignment. What did you do? Well, boss lady, I took those $5 and I went and made 5 more. Here's your $10. Good job. You just bought me some more money. That's awesome. You're promoted because you took care of business. You're promoted. You took the little bit I gave you and you multiplied it. So now I'm going to promote you and give you more responsibility. Okay? Second person comes in. I said, you had an assignment. I gave you $2. What did you do? Boss lady, I took those $2 and I got another $2. $4. Good job. You brought me back more money. That's what I'm talking about. Multiply. You are promoted. Okay? You took that little bit I gave you and you increased it. So I'm going to make you ruler over more. Okay? Last person comes in that I gave. How much money did I give the last person? $1. Making sure y'all stand with me. Gave that person $1. Person comes in. I say, I gave you $1. Gave you an assignment. What's your report? Well, boss lady, you know what? I thought about that thing. And I decided to take that $1, dig a hole, and bury it. You what? This don't make sense to me. One thing about me, it has to make sense. Common sense and money sense, C-E-N-T-S. If it don't make common sense, if it don't make money sense, I ain't dealing with it. So that didn't make sense for me. Why would you take that $1 and put it in the hole? Well, boss lady, I was scared, I was scared. I was scared to take a chance and lose your dollar. So I dug a hole and I buried it. You know what, boss lady, no matter what, you're going to get your money. No matter what you do, you don't have to work for it. You're going to get money. So I did the right thing. Instead of losing your money, I dug a hole and I put it in the ground. That's crazy. You fool. If you know that no matter what, I'm going to get money, if you know no matter what, money's going to come to me, you should have took a chance. You should have at least took that dollar and put it in a savings account where that savings account would draw interest and all you got to do is sit home and cross your legs. But instead, you buried it. Not only am I not going to promote you, but I'm going to fire you. And that dollar that you have, give it to the man that just brought me $10. All right? Now that story is very familiar. It's called the parable of the talents.
Yeah.
It's a story that Jesus told to prove a point. And I just broke it down so that you can understand it on your terms, young people. And from that one story, I want to point out 3 things, and I'm going to move out your way. Okay? One thing is, do not bury your talents.
All right.
Amen.
All right.
Everybody has a gift. Okay? Everybody has a gift. No, everybody's not going to go through school making straight A's, and everybody's not going to be the person or the most popular or have the most followers on Facebook and Instagram. But everybody has a gift. Everybody has a talent. And if you take that gift and you take that talent and you use it, then that thing alone can help you be successful. Okay? And it's very important that if you are a person of faith, that you use that talent to help with the uplifting and upbuilding of the kingdom. All right?
Amen.
But it's important that you don't if you can sing or you can play a sport or you can build stuff, you do that, okay? And you figure out a way to perfect that craft. Get on YouTube and watch videos or go take other classes and try to take what you know and what you have and make it better, okay? That very thing could be the thing that causes you to be successful, okay? So never, ever, ever bury your talent, okay? Another thing that I want to point out for that story is taking advantage of opportunities.
Yeah.
Okay? Like I said, the world may tell you that you're black or you're the wrong age or you're the wrong religion or you grew up in the wrong neighborhood. No matter what the world says, we all have the same opportunities. Okay? So this boss lady, she called in 3 people. They all had the same opportunity. It didn't matter if one had $5. It didn't matter if one had $2. It didn't matter if one had $1. They all had the same opportunity to go invest that money and bring back more money. Okay? Now, one may have had more. Yeah, there may be somebody that came from a rich family compared to you. There may be somebody that has more resources at their disposal that came before you do, but that does not mean y'all don't have the same opportunity. You have to take what's given to you and use it in order to excel. All right? So yeah, one person had $5, one person had $2, and one person had $1, but they all was given the same assignment.
Yeah.
So you all have the same opportunity. I went to school for chemistry. Somebody else goes to school for chemistry. It took me 4 years. It may take them 7 years. But I tell you one thing. When you look at my degree and when you look at their degree, it's not going to say it took her 4 years. It took him 7 years. It's going to say Bachelor of Science. Bachelor of Science. That's what it's going to say. Okay? The last thing. Very important. We in church, I don't want y'all to say, well, this girl came to church and didn't read not one scripture. That ain't right. I'm going to take y'all to the scripture. Matthew 25. Let's go to Matthew 25. It's going to be my one scripture, okay? Because I don't want y'all to talk about it. I want y'all to go to call Pastor Cut, right? Well, how you raise that girl not to read scripture? She come to church, talk to the people, don't even read scripture. Go to Matthew 25. And I need to read this scripture to prove my last point of this story, okay? Matthew 25, verse 15. I believe when this story is told, this is the most overlooked part of the story. Okay? This is my belief. You know, I've been to church a lot. I've heard this story a lot. You know, somebody else may not agree with me, but whenever I read this part, I think this is the most overlooked part, okay? Everybody had a chance to get there. Matthew 25, verse 15. And to one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. Okay? The part that I want to point out that I think is overlooked, and this is my third point, to every man according to his several ability. To every man according to his several ability. To every man according to his several ability. In other words, when he called those 3 people in his office, he already knew what to expect.
My Lord.
Based on what they had shown him before. But he still gave each and every one of them another chance. Okay? There's going to be times where you will fail. There is going to be times where your past is going to follow you. And people are going to say, I don't want to do for that because it is. I don't trust this or I don't trust them because it is. Okay? But you're going to also come across people that's going to say, yeah, I heard that. Yeah, you showed that. But I'm going to give you a second chance. Okay? My third point of that story is there's always a second chance.
Amen.
No matter what you have done in the past, no matter what has happened to you, it does not matter what your mother has done. It does not matter what your father has done. You still have another chance. Every last one of them. It's obvious that the person he gave 5 talents to was a hard worker. It's obvious that the person he gave 2 talents to showed some kind of work ethic. And it's obvious that the person he gave 1 talent to, he just didn't trust was going to get the job done. And he showed him that. Okay? But the point is, he had a second chance. He had another opportunity to be able to prove himself worthy of the assignment, worthy of the job. So there's going to be times, young people, in your life where you're going to come across something and you may get discouraged, or the person that you're talking to or the people that you're dealing with may bring something up from your past. But you stand up and you look it in the face and you say, I'm going to take this opportunity and I'm going to handle business. Amen. Because that's what it takes. Okay? So no matter what's going on, don't you ever bury your talent. Okay? You take charge of every opportunity that's given to you, and you take advantage of every second chance. All right? Amen. Go be positive. I'm Slim Stewart, and this has been your motivational push.